Welcome back to the reading of He Is. One benefit of being able to listen to audio is that you can still follow along with this message even while carrying on with whatever else you might be doing. Let's pray. God, please give me a soft and humble heart as I listen. Please open my eyes and my ears and change my spirit so I may know you and worship you in spirit and in truth. Before we begin, Occam's razor. Hopefully from what you've read so far, my friend, your attitude towards the journey ahead is truly becoming one of openness and a desire to inspect the evidence in hopes that it will bring you closer to God. Just as we concluded in the last segment, the burden is on you, really, to seek Him out. If you earnestly take up this task, you will find that He is there waiting with open arms. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 13. You won't find God with just a little piece of your heart. The majority of it can't remain hard to Him while only opening a portion. It's all or nothing with God. That's how it is with love. Open and vulnerable in trust, ready to be filled. All your heart must be soft and humble when you seek Him. Then you will find Him when He reveals Himself. What an incredible thought. As mentioned in the last segment of our discussion, a great stumbling block to arriving at the truth is when a person has the evidence laid bare right before them, and it clearly infers a reality, but it's a reality they don't wish to accept. So they excuse themselves from the evidence by inventing some far-fetched alternative explanation for its existence. They what if the evidence to death. Well, what if the reason this evidence exists is actually because insert any alternative explanation now. My friend, I've been discussing the reality of God with people for some time now, and I've watched many videos and read many articles by skeptics and atheists alike. People never cease to use this flimsy tactic. It doesn't even matter how plausible the substituting assertion, the evidence still remains, pointing to what is more obvious as it is grounded in reality. Mostly what I've encountered, though, are implausible, far-fetched, and outlandish alternatives. This can, however, be very exciting for a fiction novel, and it can garner 1 million hits in a YouTube video. But it is foolish to let your mind veer out of control when searching for the truth, even a little bit. I realize that the old adage that the truth is stranger than fiction may have just popped in your head. However, do recognize the truth is also often straightforward. I can only suspect that the vast number of theories which deflect from the reality of Christianity are offered not only because they entice and briefly fulfill our lust for juicy entertainment, but that they are more likely devised, once again, to seemingly excuse us from our accountability to a holy God. Please, friend, if you're tempted to invent alternatives at all during this discussion, just don't. Just let the evidence speak for itself and take you where it leads. It has been said, quote, "If the literal sense makes good sense, seek no other sense, lest you come up with nonsense." End quote. This expression has been used time and again for interpreting the scriptures in the Holy Bible, and it is very fitting for Bible study. If you feel moved during this journey to take up reading the Bible, I recommend beginning in the New Testament. You'll find it best to simply let the text speak for itself, most often in a literal sense. There's usually no need to try to understand what it is saying in any other way. As well, it's a good idea to pray to God and humbly ask Him to reveal Himself to you through the Scriptures and bring you to a right understanding of His Word. This mindset also translates to our investigation surrounding the existence of God. As you go, permit the simplest explanation to prevail. Don't permit yourself to invent radically imaginative ones. Not only will it stunt your progress through this conversation, but it really is disastrous considering the gravity of it and the eternal consequence. This is necessary for following along through the contents of this book. Similar to the application of the saying just mentioned, Occam's razor will prove helpful for our search for truth. Occam's razor is a problem-solving principle attributed to William of Occam, an English Franciscan friar and scholastic philosopher and theologian who lived from AD 1287 to 1347. This principle can be interpreted as saying, among competing hypotheses, the one with the fewest assumptions should be selected. Basically, we are going to look at evidence, and when taken at face value, clearly draw out the logical conclusion confirming our hypotheses, or proposition that God exists and that He's revealed Himself through the Holy Bible. You will find that this proposition truly relies upon the least assumptions in comparison to any other explanation offered by the world. Friend, if you are honest with yourself, honest with the evidence, and therefore honest with God, this will be a far more comfortable, albeit eye-opening and life-altering experience. You will come to see that God is a rewarder of faith. Thanks for listening to this video, and I hope that it blesses you. Please do share it with others so they may have the opportunity to understand this incredible truth. Be blessed.